What's up, first grade? I hope you are ready to do some math today. Get your brain massagers out, wake up that brain so we are ready to dive into math this morning. We've been practicing at school how we can turn around our math facts. We can switch the order of our parts to make a new whole for an addition problem. I'm going to walk you through one problem really quickly, and then I will send you off to your work today because I think that you guys have been rocking these problems and doing a nice job solving them in the order that works the best for you. So let me just walk you through one quick problem, and then you can get straight to it. If you're feeling like the strategy that I show is not one that works well for you, pick a different strategy. You can be getting out your counters at home. In your math tool bag, you should have some cubes and some two-colored counters. If that is a better strategy for you, use it. I want you to pick whichever strategy works the best for you. And the beautiful thing about math is that you can pick whichever strategy you like, and it should still get you to the same answer. So please, kids and parents, if you're listening, feel free to use a different strategy than what I'm going to show. If you need to use fingers or counters, that's great. If you can do mental math, that's great too. You pick what works the best for you. I'm going to show you one example of how to take a number bond and turn it into two matching equations, and then it will be your job to do some workbook pages to show me that you can do it on your own. Here we go. All right, here's my problem for today. The first thing I always need to do is to read and circle my important parts. You do not need to have your workbook out for this. Just watch along with me while I give you an example, and then you'll have some problems to complete on your own. Okay? A math group has 5 children. I'm going to stop and circle that 5. I know numbers are always going to be important for my math problems. Then 4 more children join. I see another number, 4, and I'm going to go ahead and circle more because the word more tells me that I'm going to be adding these numbers together today. That's a very important word for us in here. How many children are in the math group? How many? Here's what I'm solving for. Now this big problem with lots of words has become a little simpler now that I know what I'm looking for. I have 5. And I need 4 more. How many? I'm going to choose to set this up today as an equation, and then I'm going to do a number bond to match. So I'm going to start with the number they gave me first, 5. I know I need to add because of this word more, plus 4 equals, I'm going to leave this blank for now. What I want to do next is turn this into a number bond. I know that I don't have my total yet, so I'm going to leave that blank for now. And I'm going to put my 2 parts down in the bottom, 5 and 4. And remember, it doesn't matter which order you put it. If you put the 4 first and the 5 second, that's totally fine. I'm going to use this strategy to help me today. I'm going to use my colored counters to help me solve this problem. So I'm going to model it for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellows. And 1, 2, 3, 4 reds. I can start anyway. I know this is 5, so I'm going to choose to count up to solve the rest. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is my total, which means it will go here and in the top of my number bond. The next thing I'm going to do is to turn this around. I'm going to use this number bond to write one more equation that can match this problem. And if I'm using the number bond, that means I need to use all of the same numbers. So I'm just going to switch the order. This time I'm going to start with 4 plus 5 equals 9. Both of these problems are correct. Both of them match the number bond and they match the problem. Make sure in math that all of your parts match. The number bond should match the equation and should match the problem. I'm going to skip the back for now. I'm just going to draw a little line and show you one more just so you really have it. One more way with the number bond. So if I have the number bond 6 and my parts are 4 and 2, can you come up with 2 equations that will match this number bond? Let's see what we can do. First, I can start with the bigger number, do 4. Now I'm going to add my other part, plus 2 equals, my total's always in the top, 6. I can write one more plus equation to match my number bond today. This time I'll start with my smaller number, 2 plus 4 equals 6. Just make sure that your total is always the number that's going to come after our equal sign. This is what your work will be like today. And I think that you guys are rocking it. I think that it might be something that you fly through and feel like is pretty easy. If that's the case, I gave you an option on your work to do some extra workbook pages today. And if you do some extra workbook pages, that's just even better practice for you to grow your brain and get even smarter. All right, now it's time for you to get out your math workbook. You're going to complete pages 69 and 70 and send them to me on your Seesaw. I wrote those numbers down on your remote learning document, and I also wrote some extra practice. If you're like me and you love math and you fly through the first part and you still would like more to practice, you can do the extra. 71 and 72 match the same kind of problems that we talked about today. So if you are flying through math and loving it, do some extra practice. If you're not getting it and it's feeling a little tricky, the extra practice might be good for you too, because that way it's just even more chances for you to learn and grow, okay? If you do the extra practice, you can send it to me on Seesaw, but you don't have to. I'll leave that up to you. But I do want to see your first 2 pages onto Seesaw, 69 and 70. All right, mathematicians, go off and finish your workbook pages.